Welcome back to the Scrapyard Guys, Rostronic here, and today we're going to do a bit of an FAQ around the Witcher Monster Slayers. Frequently asked questions that I have not previously answered. You can check out my last video, put the link up there, about the release date and information that we knew coming from Spocko Games. I've basically been trawling the Reddit and the Discord and Twitter and stuff like that of a lot of questions coming in from new people who maybe weren't aware of the game before, and I wanted to get all their questions together in one place and answer them as best we can with the information that we know. Hopefully this video can be a resource for people who are still trying to learn about the game, have questions that I didn't answer again in my previous video. Go check that out, hint hint. And yeah, let's get into it. Question number 1 comes from Destasio, and this is from the Reddit. Does this mean that will be a new content, or it's just released the same version in other regions? We have confirmation from Spocko Games that this will contain new content. It will not be just what the soft launch players have access to. So we have confirmation that there will be new content in the game when it goes live on the 21st of July. This comment comes in from Tiorpina, again from the Reddit. Is there any chance of preliminary access? There are a lot of people asking, can we get access to the soft launch version before 21st of July? And unfortunately the answer there is no. There will be no additional players being added before the 21st of July. However, there is only a couple of days left before this game goes live, so people just have to have patience as best they can. I know it's hard. It's easy for me to say as somebody who's been playing the game that you guys just have to be patient. But yeah, unfortunately that is the long answer. Next question comes from Tanam in the unofficial Witcher Discord. How many megabytes has the download for Android? Some of the users responded and basically said it's around 1.5 gigabytes. One person said it was 1.27 gigabytes on iOS, and another person said it's around 1.72 gigabytes on their OnePlus 7 Pro. It seems to be in and around 1.5 to 2 gigabytes depending on the phone that you're using. I checked mine and it's around 1.76 gigabytes, so that fits with between the 1.5 to 2 gigabytes. Tanam then followed up with saying, will the storage requirement increase over time like Wizards Unite? Will I need more storage space over time as new monsters appear in the game? People seem to think this will be the case, and one person responded, and I know this guy, he has been playing since September. He says his is at 4.44 gigabytes when you include user data and cache. So it does look like this game will increase in size over time. Now, deleting caches generally don't affect the game, so potentially you might be able to reduce some of that. Maybe there might be updates in future to help limit the size the game gets. I don't know, who's to say. The next question comes from White One. Good day, are you going to release the game in other languages right away, or will only English be available for the first time? We have an official response from the Way Spocko, and they said there will be more languages, including Russian. So there you go, we will be able to play this game in other languages other than English, which is good, which is great. Next question comes from Tsink. They say, hi, I have a question about the game. Will there be any gameplay available outside of cities area, for example in large forests, etc., where there is almost no buildings, but GSM LTE is working fine? We've got official response from Spocko. They said, yes, you'll be able to play in smaller cities too. If there will be any issues with spawns or anything, please contact us by mail at support@spocko.com. I haven't had any experiences. I don't live in a dense urban area. I do live in the suburbs of Dublin, a small city, and there have been monsters pretty much everywhere. Now, I've yet to play this game in a rural part of the world, so I don't know the answer to where the monsters will be. They seem to be well spread out. In my personal opinion, I wish there were more monsters and more densely packed even in urban areas. But it's good to hear that they will take suggestions and let you do have a way of saying to the devs, here, can we have more monsters in specific areas potentially. Another question that came up from Aiden Salman is, when can I pre-register for iOS? Now, I covered this in the previous video about being unable to, and Spocko have confirmed that because of the soft launch on iOS, they can't set up the pre-register. But you will still be able to get the sword as Google Play users, and they will share more information. That's great to hear that you don't lose out if you are on iOS. You'll still hopefully be able to get the Care More and sword, which grants you the 10% XP bonus. This next one's not really a question, but I liked it. It was one from Kevester. He said, tell us about your attitude towards fake GPS and what do you plan to do with it in the future? There's often disagreement among the players about this. Express your attitude to this issue, otherwise people will have only speculation on this topic. Spocko kind of sat on the fence and said they will discuss it internally and get back to them. This is a question I still would like to know a little bit more about. It might allow someone like myself to do streaming and stuff like that, but I can understand if you can cheat the system and you can jump around from place to place without having to leave your area. It might feel a little bit cheap for those who have gone out into the world and walked around. I can kind of see it from both sides. Potentially you are your mobility problems and you can't walk around a huge amount, so it might be a little bit unfair for you who wants to enjoy this game but potentially can't head out into the world to kill monsters. You might have to lean on GPS faking apps. So again, I can see both sides. I'd be interested to see what Spocko's saying. This next question comes from Chiorni. It says, I was wondering if there's like an energy system in the game, like how in Wizards Unite has spell energy, or can you kill anything so long as you find it close to you? The answer is there is no energy system. You can continue to kill monsters for as long as you have energy in your legs and you can walk around. There is no limit to the amount of actions you can do per day and have to wait for a cooldown before you can do more of those actions. The only thing that has cooldown is crafting and nemetons and dailies and things like that. But in terms of killing monsters, as long as you can see a monster on the map, you can walk up to it and kill it. The next question comes from Godfrey Lord. I don't know how to read your names, guys. He says, are baits worth it? The answer here is yes, because you can fight nemetons twice in 24 hours, and also a baited nemeton is more likely to let you fight against rare or legendary monsters. So you'll be able to fill out your bestiary a lot quicker if you use baits. So they're absolutely worth it. Godfrey Lord followed up with another question saying, is there any limit to farming them? Now, I covered this in my Nemeton video. Again, I'll leave a link somewhere, whichever side I'm pointing, I can't remember. And but the short answer is there is no limit to farming them. However, there is a 200 gold cap that you can earn per day. So after you've done your third or fourth Nemeton to get you that 200 gold, they no longer give you gold, but they continue to give you XP. So there is no limit to the number of Nemetons. If you've got energy in your legs and you can continue walking around Nemetons, you can continue to farm them all day long. Godfrey Lord followed up with another question. This guy was like popping off in Discord. By the way, what is the 7 stamp reward? So basically, if you've done your 7 daily quests, on the 7th day you get a bonus. And as far as we're aware, in the latest update, we have seen swords, baits, oils, and bombs. I think people have gotten storage packs as well. I think pretty much everything in the game is a potential drop from 7-day rewards. Don't quote me on that, but as I said, we have seen people get swords, armors, storage expansion, and then for me personally, I've just got like oils and bombs and stuff like that. So I think everything is up for grabs when it comes to your 7-day reward, but don't quote me on that. Hopefully we'll learn more on the release day. Okay, so Beirut actually what asks a very good question. He says, watch some videos about the game on YouTube, but nobody explaining how to block or to parry or to perfectly crit. This is a good point, actually. I actually look back on some of my guide stuff and I don't see anywhere where I've explained how to do that. So do it really quick right now. So when you're playing the game, blocking is a case of just holding your finger on the screen. Your sword will come up and you will block all damage. However, blocks don't block all damage, they just reduce the damage. You can do a perfect parry by basically hitting the block as the very moment you get hit by the enemy. So you will see a little thing come up that says perfect block. If you combine it with a certain skill that actually reflects damage, if you hit the perfect block, you will actually reflect damage back on the opponent. Hopefully that explained it. I might do a more in-depth guide on combat later, but that might tie you over, Beirut. The next question comes from 3 Lions, and he says, so random question. Do we pick which Witcher school to belong to in the game, or are we all part of the same school? Unfortunately, we do not get to pick which Witcher school. We are part of the School of the Wolf, obviously because Geralt is potentially, it's the logo. This would be a nice addition when the game goes live, but for now, you cannot select which school of the Witcher you're in. Okay, and that's all of the questions that I could find online that were unanswered by any of the videos I've been releasing previously. As always, you can check out my Witcher Monster Slayer playlist and hopefully I answer a lot of the questions there. If there are still questions you're not sure of, feel free to drop them in the comments below. or head on over to the Discords or Reddit pages. Again, all the links are below. Thank you very much for watching my videos, guys. I really appreciate it. Add me as a friend. My friend code is below as well. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Guys and girls, thank you so much for watching my video. I really appreciate it. If you have the time, feel free to check out the other videos you might see on screen right now. Also, I'd greatly appreciate it if you could hit the thumbs up button. Also, subscribe if you want to see more good content like this. That good content may not be that good.